Hey there, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny Valdez podcast. And today I have a special guest. I don't have to introduce her because you already know her. So, what's going on, Kateri?
Oh, thank you so very much for having me again. I'm always feeling so welcome. Such a nice presentation. So very nice. Thank you so very much.
That's your place. The thing is that, yeah, you are like, perhaps you get, I don't know, I know you uh, have to do like some other things at work, you know, if you work from home, so you have a lot of things. So it's okay. Whenever you want, like doors will be always open for you to share.
Thank you so much.
So
I just
today's,
feel bad. I feel bad because I
yeah,
I should have come sooner, but then so many things. It's very nice. It's very nice to be back here.
I,
Thank you so very much.
you don't have to feel bad. It's okay. So today's video, I want you like to share us, like to share with us, like what was like how did you learn English, how was the process, how did you get like that native speaker level. So yeah, tell us a little
Mm.
bit.
I can tell you about it. I was always, ever since I was a child, um, I always found so much joy in video games, or I was always a child who would watch a lot of TV, and you know, English has always been present everywhere, for the longest time. So when you would, for example, play video games or that kind of thing that were not translated into Spanish, and you kind of kept reading or hearing that every single time you were playing your video games for hours upon hours, or when you were watching TV every day, because that was a matter of and something to do every day, basically. Um, you can some things would eventually start sticking with you. So
Yeah, of course, of course.
by the age of 8, I think that was I started developing the desire to use the language. So it's not like I could use it per se, because of course I was just a child. I was just learning a couple things here and there, and but I already had it in me, like that spark of curiosity. And I just kept learning things here and there as the years passed. And then by the time I was in high school, I must have been like 12. No, 12, more or less 12. Yeah, 12.
Eh,
um yes.
so yeah, you are talking, yeah, right, you are like explaining that you were since you was a child, you were like used to, like you were like stick to English. So this is also like, yeah, you just had some perks, because when we learn things, like if we were to be kids, that's like, yeah, those are some perks we can have, like in order to learn something better, and like stay with that till we get like younger or older, Yeah, so yeah, I think that's yeah, that was like a good perk for you, so that this is why you sound like that, because yeah, I think
It's
that's
just,
amazing.
yeah, no, but the thing is actually just getting used to it. The thing is, of course, it is much easier to learn when you're a child, and then
Yeah,
given the fact that you can just keep learning something until, since you're a child, until like, whenever, you can just keep studying for the rest of your life, basically. Um, but then, it's not like back then I was actually studying it. I was just experiencing the language,
oh,
you know, right? And so I was just immersing myself in it. I wasn't studying, I was just learning things,
yeah,
absorbing
yeah,
like
yeah, like
from the language.
absorbing things from, yeah, like from real English life, which is very important. I was also talking about immersing ourselves in my previous videos, because people just do not like to go deep on things. So if you don't go deep on things, it's gonna be like difficult for you people like to get a great English level, you know. So that's, you know, like the topics are actually related with what I've been saying, what I've been telling before. You know, like immerse yourself in English, which is very important. So you can keep going. It's okay.
Thank you. No, yeah, and it's the truth because otherwise, I mean, you need to experience the language basically, and that's one of the things most of my teachers when I was in college would say. Like, if you actually want to learn the language, if you want to become proficient in a
Yeah,
language, you need to live the language basically. So you need to think the way native speakers think, you know? So that's something that is not so hard to do considering how much media and English there is nowadays, especially nowadays. Like, social media is like a golden mine for this kind of thing. So, I mean, like you can just hop on YouTube or wherever you go. English is everywhere, basically. So it is quite easy to practice. It is quite easy to absorb things nowadays because it's just everywhere. You kind of just need to find the right places for that. Yeah.
and actually, yeah. Right now there is a problem. Yeah, but the video is gonna be recorded anyway. So since I know you are listening people, but you are going to see like a blank screen for some minutes because we had some issues with the video camera, but it's okay. The video is gonna be uh, going on anyway. So I've been saying that like we just have to like to mix like our learning English process with, you know, like with our daily basis. You know, I was also talking about like let's make an example. If you get up, you have to brush your teeth. You know, this is a phrase you have to learn. You brush your teeth, you take a shower, you try up your body, you get up from bed, perhaps you pray, you know, you make your breakfast, you know, those type of things, like things that keep you like stick to English, you know. So it's a matter of not just practicing, it's also a matter of a like like try to relate, like a relacionar. I think it's relate. I don't know. I just forgot it.
Yeah, yes, it is.
It's a matter of relate things like from real life and like take them and introduce them to English, which is it's like an easier manner to learn as well. So yeah, I think that would be like the best way to learn. So I want you like to give, I don't know, like to provide some advice, some tips. I don't know. You've been explaining some of them, but if you have like some specific methods you also applied when you were also learning English when you were a child, I don't know.
Well, the thing is that when you're a child and you're learning, I mean, when you are absorbing these things, basically, it's just a matter of exposing yourself to the language. And there was also a lot that I learned just by doing that in my younger years. Um, for example, I would go to just playing video games online or just getting to know people online who would only speak English. That was quite an adventure as well. But the thing is, while doing that, um, you can find thousands of people. You can meet thousands of people who are also interested in learning Spanish. But not necessarily. You can make
I
friends
got that.
just anywhere in the world, and even if they are not English native speakers. Like there are people from anywhere in the world who just want to practice their English as well, and you can practice with them as well. You may learn something new.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. There's also, yeah.
Oh, you can keep
Yes,
going.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's make like another example. Like we met by social media, so we just started practicing. You know some English, I know some English, and I'm still learning English. So this is a manner of like also like to find a partner. I also talked about that in my previous video. Like we have to find a partner because we can learn things from that partner. So this is also like another manner to apply English in our daily basis. Perhaps if we were to be talking with that friend or whatever, with that person, we would be learning some things, and that person would be also learning like some other things from us. So I think that's also a great key point, like to apply it while studying English. But okay, let's talk about a person that didn't have like the perks you had in the past. Like you had the chance to like to to be immersed in English, like that time. But like a person. Let's talk about a guy who is 24, and that guy hasn't never heard about English. What would be your
Oh.
advice for that guy?
Well, at first, the first thing that I would, think is like, has this person been living under a rock? Maybe. But at the same time, if this person actually wants to learn the language, what he should do is try to find a method he feels comfortable with, because
Yeah,
the same things are not going to work for everybody. Like, for example, I am a person who really, really, really enjoys reading. So every single book that I read is in English. So there's also a whole lot that I learned from reading, but not everybody likes to read,
no,
you know. Now, there are people who
yeah,
really, 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 really like watching TV series, or really, really, really like watching movies, and they have also learned a lot from these,
it's
you
it's,
know.
it's like uh-huh. I keep going.
No, yes, please continue.
Yeah, in order to that, like, it's a matter of enjoying the process, guys. You have to enjoy the
See,
process and apply the method you like the most. Perhaps you would like to read to study English, or perhaps you would like to watch that TV show you love, that movie you love. Just apply like the right method in order to learn and enjoy the process. Don't feel like overwhelmed or stressed. Just calm down, chill out, and enjoy the process. Enjoy the party while studying
exactly.
English, because it's gonna be like an easier manner for you to absorb those things. So bear that in mind.
One advice that was given to me, or to us as a class when I was back in college, was, if you want to do this kind of thing, like, for example, let's say, watch a movie to get used to the language, to train your ear,
Yeah,
you know,
it's a challenge.
um, you need, yeah, 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 of course. What you could do, and even to learn what they are saying, although I mean it's complicated in some aspects, because sometimes when they translate these movies, they don't say exactly the same thing. But a good thing to do is watch the movies both in English and in Spanish. And also, another good thing to do is watch these movies with Spanish subtitles, of course, and
Then
then at a
yeah,
certain point, you can start watching it in English with English
yeah,
subtitles,
yeah,
because sometimes it's hard to understand what they're saying
yeah.
anyway.
Of course, because
So, yeah,
they cut a lot of words. And if you like, if somebody already like loves, like, okay, you already have watched a movie before, you know that movie in Spanish. You just have to see the same movie you like in Spanish, like watch it in English. So you can watch a movie you already know in Spanish. It's gonna be like easier for you when you like watch that movie in English. So that's also a matter you can apply, like, in order to study and practice your English, like increase your vocabulary. Because perhaps since you know that movie in Spanish, it's gonna be like, yeah, of course,
Mhm.
at some point it would be like easier for you to get what the actors and actresses say in that movie.
Exactly. And you want to know something very nice when you are finally able to watch a movie in English without needing the subtitles,
Oh,
that
that's
you
a milestone.
sometimes
I
no, no,
haven't
no, no,
I
listen.
haven't been there, but it's okay.
No, no, listen, listen. I hope this is something that you will get to experience and enjoy the same way that I do, because when you are able to start watching these movies without needing the subtitles at all. I mean, I'm not saying that you need to watch them without subtitles, because sometimes movies are weird and
Yeah, yeah,
you
I
are
know
not
that.
able to understand, right?
Yeah,
But when you're able to watch them without needing the subtitles, sometimes you understand things. You understand the reason why things are done certain way, or why things are being said certain way, that don't make much sense when they translate them to Spanish. And that's fantastic, because hey, I was able to understand that, and now I know why they did it that way, and it's amazing. That's a great experience, to be
the,
honest.
yeah. Actually, I can. In my case, I can, like, if I were to watch a movie without subtitles, I would understand some things, but not like the whole movie. But like, it doesn't matter, because in English, I've learned that we don't have to translate like word per word. I also mentioned that in
Hmm.
my previous videos. We just have to, like, to get it by context, like what that person really means. What's the main idea of that? So this is like, yeah,
Exactly.
an easier manner to understand native speakers. Because if we were to translate like word per word, phrase by phrase per phrase, yeah, it's gonna be a mess to understand them, of course.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's something that takes time, takes
Yeah,
patience, takes practice, takes
it's,
dedication,
yeah, a lot of
and
dedication.
exactly. But it doesn't need to be something tedious, because it can be something enjoyable. The
Yeah,
thing
of
is,
course.
exactly, you're just finding what works for you, because some people have learned without having to be in a course, without taking classes, without, practicing grammar, or, I mean, maybe practicing grammar a little bit, but, um, without having to study all the rules and whatsoever. So it's just finding what works for you, and in a way that you can just enjoy the experience and learn a lot in the process. That's the thing. Because if you're looking at something, you are doing something, and you feel like you are not having any kind of progress, like you feel like you are not learning, then maybe that's not the right method for you.
Yeah. Uh, so guys, remember, like, find the best method that you feel comfortable to learn English. It's going to be like easier for you in order, like, to boost and increase your English vocabulary, your communication skills, and your speaking, your listening. So just try to enjoy the process, which is
Your
very
confidence.
your
Don't forget your
confidence.
confidence.
Yeah, yeah. Do not forget your confidence. So remember that, and I'll see you in next video. Bye bye.
Bye.